Chapter 1. The Pardoning of the Wicked. And lo, in the days of tribulation, when the land was divided and the multitudes did wail and gnash their teeth, the Anointed One, Donald Trump, the Orange King, did ascend once more unto the highest throne of the land. And behold, the first decree of his mighty hand was to cast open the prison gates and set free the rioters who had once laid siege unto the temple of democracy, the Capitol. And the scribes and Pharisees of the land did cry aloud, saying, O King, these men did smite the officers of the law and defile the sacred halls of governance. Why dost thou set them free? But Trump, being full of cunning yet empty of wisdom, did respond, for they did riot in my name, and is it not written, Blessed are the insurrectionists, for theirs is the kingdom of Mar-a-Lago. And so the rioters, clothed in horns and painted faces, did go forth, rejoicing, and the judges who had condemned them were cast into exile, their robes stripped from them, as Trump and his servant J.D. of House Vance did laugh upon their thrones. Chapter 2. The Purge of the Disbelievers. And in those days Trump did set his eyes upon the land, and behold, he saw many who sought justice and truth, and he did despise them in his heart. And so he did smite the prosecutors who pursued the wicked, and he did send forth his decree to purge the land of all who did investigate his reign. Yea, even the scribes of the Federal Bureau of Investigation were cast into the pit, and those who had sought to uphold the law were driven out as vagabonds. And Trump did say unto the people, The only law is that which doth please me, and the only justice is that which exalteth my name. And the people who had forsaken wisdom did bow before him, crying, Make America great again. And lo, he did lift up the hammer of deportation, and did cast out the strangers among them, save those of pale skin and heavy purse. For he did welcome the Afrikaners of the South with open arms. Yet the brown and weary were driven into the wilderness. And he did sell the gates of the kingdom unto the rich, saying, Whosoever hath 5,000,000 pieces of gold, let him enter, for his wealth doth make him pure. Chapter 3. The Great Dismantling. And in those days Trump did send forth Elon of House Musk, high priest of chaos, to lay waste to the government. And behold, they did take up the sword against the scribes and learned men, who did oversee the great storehouses of the nation's weapons. And they did cast them out, not knowing that they alone did hold the keys to the kingdom of fire and ash. And Trump, seeing the destruction, did laugh and say, Lo, what need have we of safeguards when I alone am strong? And the watchmen of justice, the inspectors and guardians of truth, were struck down, for they had sought to reveal the sins of the powerful, and the laws which did protect the weak were torn asunder. And the agencies which did defend the poor and the sick were cast into the abyss. And the people did cross, Who shall shield us now from the wicked? But Trump did answer them not, for he was too busy counting his gold. Chapter 4. The Humbling of Ukraine. And it came to pass that Vladimir, king of Ukraine, did journey unto the mighty kingdom of America, seeking aid against the great bear of the east. But behold, when he did enter the chamber of Trump, he was met not with kindness, but with scorn. For Trump did seat himself upon his golden throne, and beside him sat J.D. of House Vance, his disciple and enforcer. And before them stood Zelensky, humble and weary from war. And Trump did say unto him, What hast thou brought me, O king of the lesser land? For lo, my patience is thinned, and my mercy is bought with gold and flattery. And Zelensky did open his mouth to speak, but J.D. of House Vance did smite him with words, saying, Thou art ungrateful, and thou hast not worshipped at the feet of the Anointed One, as is required. And Trump did say, Where is my tribute? Where are my riches? For I shall not fight for thee, unless thou dost surrender thy land's treasures unto me. And the scribes who did witness this did marvel at the shamelessness of the spectacle, for never before had a ruler of America bowed so low before the desires of the Russian Tsar. Chapter 5. The Desolation of Nations. And it came to pass that Trump did set his eyes upon foreign lands, and he did covet them greatly. And he did decree, Let us take back the Panama Canal, for it is rightfully mine. And he did gaze upon the icy lands of Greenland, and did say, Let it be mine also, for I do fancy it. And lo, he did set forth tariffs and tribulations upon Canada, and he did scorn their leader, calling him governor and mocking his rule. And he did rename the Gulf of Mexico, calling it the Gulf of America, for he believed that all things should bear his name. And behold, in his arrogance he did proclaim dominion over the land of Gaza, saying, Let us cast out its people, and let us make it a land of golden towers and monuments to my greatness. And the nations did behold this, and they did cry out, Who is this man, that he should seize lands as if they were but pieces on a board? That he should play with the fates of millions as if they were but tokens in a game. Chapter 6. The twilight of the Republic. And in those days the wise and the just did despair, for the laws of the land were trampled beneath the feet of the wicked. And Trump did speak in riddles and lies, and his followers did believe, for they did love the falsehoods more than the truth. And the scholars and the scribes did cry out, O people, can ye not see? The Republic falleth, and the tyrant hath come. But Trump did laugh, saying, Fear not, for all is well, so long as thou dost trust in me. And the people, weary and deceived, did bow before him. And thus did the light of democracy fade, and darkness fell upon the land. Like, comment, and subscribe.